Hi everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Little Owl Stitches. My name is Megan. It's been a little bit since episode 1. Yeah, it's just been it's been craziness having the kids home from school, and it's just been every time I wanted to record, I was like, well, I should probably wait until the kids go off to whatever activities they're doing for the day, or they're out playing with friends, and the husband's gone for work, and I've had a shower and I have full makeup on, and every single time I was thinking I would do it, there were like all these things that I kept deciding why I shouldn't. And so I finally was like, you know what, I better just do it or it's never going to get done. So it's just another, the kids are here, the dogs are here, so it might be kind of loud. Hubby's at work. The lighting's probably not ideal in here. I did put my light up, but yeah, it's really overcast and it's starting to get dark, but I don't know. We'll work out the kinks as we go, I guess. Yeah, so I guess we will get started. I was thinking I should do one of the tags that's been going around. So I decided I would do the get to know your needleworker tag. So I have the questions on my phone, so I'm going to be glancing down there. Let me open it up. Sorry, hold on. Okay, so question number 1, where do you live? So I live in Thornton, Colorado, which is about 15 to 20 minutes north of Denver. So it's just a suburb of Denver. Number 2, what do you do for a living? Well, firstly, I'm a mom. And then also, as I mentioned in my past video, I am in the process of launching my own home-based business doing fairy doors and accessories and miniatures. So that is in the works, and I actually brought up one of my items that I've been working on that I will show you at the end. God, I can't talk today. I'm like, do you have any other hobbies other than cross stitch? I do. I have a lot. I knit, I paint, I draw, obviously making fairy doors and things. What else? Well, one thing that I don't think a lot of people do as a hobby is I do special effects makeup. So, like gory things for Halloween or prosthetics, all kinds of stuff. So I was looking down in my office to see what I could bring up to show you, and I didn't really have anything right now that I really wanted to show, except for I do have a piece that's going to be a large costume piece that I'm just kind of making up as I go along, that I'm working on right now. So I brought up the piece that sorry, I had to hide it from the puppy. She thinks this looks delicious. But anyways, I'm working on this kind of like woodland sprite with an evil twist character. And so he's going to have like, they're horns, but they're like tree stumps almost, or branches that'll be coming up out of my head. I'm going to have I think probably I'll do it on a bald cap. I'm not sure. It may be a little bit too heavy, but so this is the beginning of, it's blowing out really bad. Lighting, like I said, we'll figure it out. Nope. Anyways, though, this is the start. It hasn't been baked. It's made out of polymer clay. But I'll have 2 of these. It'll be painted. It'll look like bark when it's completely finished. But this will sit up like this. And sorry, the kids are outside on the porch. Yeah. So it'll sit up like this. And there'll be a second one on this side. And then I'm going to have, I think I'm going to do some kind of leaves going back towards the back of my head. And then I'm going to have some like really significantly built up cheekbones. It's a work in progress, but So that's something that's kind of unique about me that I don't think a lot of people are into as a hobby. So expect to see a lot of SFX stuff starting around Halloween. My son especially gets into it with me, and he's a really, really good sport. He lets me put all kinds of stuff on his face, trying to figure things out and do things with him. So that is that. Do you have any kids? I do. I have two kids, a boy and a girl. My boy is 13 and my girl is 9. Do you have any pets? I do. We have 3 dogs. Hemet, who is a Chihuahua Schipperke mix. Cooper, who is a rescue pit bull greyhound mix, and a 8-month-old. Yeah, she just turned 8 months. 8-month-old Bernese Mountain Dog, and then we also have a kitty named Tyler. What is your favorite movie? Oof. I don't know. I love Dead Poets Society. That's probably one of my very favorites. I'm also really into horror movies, so and especially like exorcism movies. So obviously The Exorcist, and then like Exorcism of Emily Rose was really really good. The Rite, I like that one a lot. That's hard though. Picking just one movie, I don't think I can do it. And then Shakespeare in Love is one of my favorites. I can be pretty sappy, so I like that one. What are your favorite TV shows? Again, super hard. Friends for sure. I watch Friends constantly. It's pretty much on a loop. It's what I fall asleep to every night. So once I get to season 10, I just started over again on season 1, and I think I must have gone through the series 5 or 6 times, probably more than that, probably closer to 10. And then I love Big Bang Theory, um, Walking Dead. Oh, Game of Thrones is a big one. I just started watching Once Upon a Time, and I'm really liking that too. I'm watching that on Netflix, and yeah, that's a good one. Favorite music genre? I really like folksy, bluesy stuff and singer-songwriter music. I'm not super into rap. I'm really not into country. So stuff like Ani DeFranco and Sarah McLachlan, and I do like some of like the '90s grunge music. I love Nirvana. I like Beck. So I don't know. It's pretty eclectic. My music taste can, and like when I listen to my like Spotify playlist on random, it can go anywhere from a classical piece to it goes all over. So, what is your favorite book? These are hard. Favorite book. I loved Little Women when I read that. Gosh, I don't know. You know what was one though that I really really liked is sorry, the dog is barking. The kid is trying to get the dog to stop barking. We've got kids out on the porch. It's three-ring circus. As usual around here. But anyways, a book that I really, really loved that I didn't think I would have was Gerald's Game. I mean, I love Stephen King, but that one at first, when I was kind of figuring out what the premise of the book was, I was like, this is going to get boring pretty quickly, but it ended up being really, really good. So I guess that's one of my favorites, but I don't think I could pick just one. What one word describes you best? Imaginative. I think that's a good word that describes me. I'm very creative and imaginative. Is that all of them? I think that's it. Maybe I missed some. I thought it was longer when I've listened to other people do it, but I looked it up and found the questions on a website, so I don't know. Hold on, Clara. I'm doing a video. No, and actually you need to come in. It's almost 8. Okay. Yes, you may go tell him, but then you need to come right back. Okay? Okay. Sorry. Hey, Griffin. You want to see if you can get Hemet to come inside and go to his house so he's not barking at Aspen? Thank you. Okay, so let's see. I did the intro, I did the tag. Another thing I thought I would do is, sorry, I need a drink. I have water with frozen raspberries added to it and lime basil, which if you haven't tried lime basil, I think I found it at Home Depot. Might have been at Lowe's, but it's really good, and it really does taste like lime. It's very yummy, and then just normal mint. But I've been really into like fruit infused waters lately. But another thing I thought that I would add would be to do a segment of my favorite things for the week. So it could be anything from like a new TV show that I started, or a cross-stitching product that I found, or, you know, just stuff that I'm into this week. Because I really do have every intention of recording weekly. I know that didn't work out this last time, but I think I figured it out. I think I needed to just kind of get over myself, I guess, a bit, and just decide that I'm going to do it when I have a minute to do it, and hopefully that is okay. So, favorite things. So I was looking to show you my favorite things. I only have 2 right now, because this was just kind of an on-the-fly thing I decided I wanted to add in. But one thing that I have been obsessed with since I recorded last that I found, and these could totally be old news, I don't know, but erasable highlighters. Have you heard of these? So they have this little eraser on the top, and then it's just a normal highlighter. They are made by Pilot, and they are called Friction. But anyways, they're fantastic for marking off on a pattern, especially if you end up having to frog, because you can just erase what you've already marked off on your pattern to redo it and do it right. So these are awesome. I found these at Hobby Lobby, sorry. Found these at Hobby Lobby. They're a pack of them. I got the pastel colored ones, but they also have, I got these too. I have to get it. They have like the normal neon. That's awesome. It's upside down. I'm winning at this. So yeah. So these are super cool. The only other thing that I have, sorry, I'm on the floor again, and so I'm super duper squirmy. My feet are falling asleep. The other thing that I have is the book that I've been reading right now, and I probably should have grabbed it so I could show you the cover, because it's got this like super trippy cover, but Desperation by Stephen King, because Stephen King's my guy. It's really good. It's really good. It's weird. Like, I'm over halfway done, so it's a 600 plus page book, and I'm over 300 pages in. And I'm still not 100% sure that I have any clue what exactly is going on, but whatever is going on is really intriguing. It's scary, really scary. And I'm a horror girl. It's what I do, but there was one night that my husband was working. He's working a night shift right now. My husband was working, and I stayed up reading for a little while, and I couldn't get myself to turn the lights off in my bedroom. I was so creeped out that I still put the lights on. So anyways, if you are into creepy, scary books, it's one of his old-ish ones. I think it came out in the 90s. If you haven't read that though, do it. It's good. It's really, really good. So those are my favorite things. Up next is finishes and give ups. I actually have a give up this week, so I will show you finishes first. First thing I finished, I talked about it last time, was my purple heart that I made for my husband for his birthday. He really liked it. I think it really touched him. He was very excited about it. And what's kind of cute is we had dinner with my parents for his birthday, and we were sitting at dinner with my parents, and I gave him his gift, and he was definitely moved by it. But I look over because I hear a little bit of giggling, and it's coming from my stepmom, who is crying because she thought it was so sweet, but then was laughing because apparently my son looked at her like she was crazy. Like, why in the world is my grandmother crying over this? So he's in the background saying I did not. That's why grandma was laughing, bud. So anyways, so yeah, so I think it was a hit, but this was a thrift store frame that I found, and I painted it. I used some of the original matting and then put in some more of my own to make it fit, but there is this. Glare. I think this is as good as I can get. Yeah, there you go. So that is my purple heart that I did for Josh. Totally not a very professional framing job, but he really liked it, so yeah. Framing with the best of them, the back is amazing. And then the other thing that I finished is the Monet, the Mini Artist Gallery Monet by Clouds Factory. I actually already gave that to my dad, so I will try and insert a picture here if I can figure it out. If not, I'll figure out some way to show it. Maybe I can borrow it back or get him to send a picture. Well, that wouldn't work. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. But I finished that for him. I gave it to him on Father's Day, and I think he liked it. He was pretty excited about it. So, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I think it turned out really, really cute. So I finished that. And then give ups. My beaded star that I was working on. I don't know what happened. I really don't. Everything was. Oops, sorry, my phone is ringing. It's one of my daughter's friends, and she normally calls at least twice in a row if we don't answer, so she may call again. So if she does, sorry, I'm kind of chilly. But yeah, everything was going fine. I was trucking along. It was all good. And then I don't know where I got off, but it was off. Like, it was off by a lot, and I spent a good day trying to figure out what I had done wrong and how I could fix it. And I finally just got to the point where I was like, you know what? Regardless of what I did or how I'm going to fix it, I'm going to have to rip out the majority of this beading, and it just wasn't worth it to me. So I was like, forget it. I'm just going to be done with it. I liked it. It was cute, but it wasn't something that I was like totally in love with anyways. So I figured life is too short to spend time working on something that you're really not enjoying. So, let's see. New starts. I have 3 for the week. The way I am doing my rotation is I'm trying really hard not to start anything new unless I finish something or I get rid of something. So, for example, sorry, the puppy just came in. For example, the beaded star. I was able to start something new because I gave up on that. And then also for Monet and for the Purple Heart. So, first thing that I started is Belle by Brooks Books. I'm not very far on her. I've just got her crown done and then just the very tip top of her dress. But is that? This is on a 28 count even weave. In, I think, antique, something like that. But there she is. I absolutely love the crown. I think it's beautiful. So there is that one. And then I also started Lakeside Needlecrafts Fantasy Sal. I know I'm way late to the party, but I think it's so cute. I've been watching so many people's progress on it, and I love it. So I decided I had to start it. I just got the very corner of the border going. But there is that. And then I started the Sweet as Pie Stitch Along by Clouds Factory. So I am working on the border right now. So that's where I am. And I'm liking it. I've heard a lot of people are having some problems getting the circle to match up perfectly and to work out. So I'm going really slow on this one to make sure that I don't mess it up. But yeah, so there are my new starts for the week. And whips. Because I change daily, as long as I do this floss tube, I'm sorry, my nose itches. As long as I do this floss tube weekly, I won't have as many works in progress to show you, but since it's been a minute, I have pretty much all of them. Like, the majority of them I have worked on. And I haven't gotten a ton of work done on any of them. And I think a lot of it, first of all, like I said, things have just been crazy. And they've just been kind of weird. We've had just a lot of stuff going on. Mostly good stuff. Just life has been kind of nuts. And I'm working on my business quite a bit. So that's been nuts. Griffin took a lacrosse camp. So that ate up a bunch of time. He loved it, by the way. But one of the other reasons that I think, sorry, I'm grabbing one to show you, that I think I've been slow was I decided to make kits for all of my projects. And not like kits like I have a full bobbin full of DMC in each kit. But more of like when you buy a kit, how they all come on the cards. And I'm sure that this is not an original idea. I'm sure many people do this, but I thought it was smart. So I made these cards for all of my projects, which took some time to do, but I think in the long run, that means I'm not going to have to cart around all these when I'm working on a project. So that's going to save me some time. But it took some time, so I will have to find it later. I just put the floss down that goes with this one, the cards that goes with my gremlins, and I can't find it. It's gone. So anyways, I will show you my whips, even though there is not a ton of progress in all of them. Griffin? Yeah. Did you want to come do what you said? Did you want to come show the Pokemon? Yeah. Okay. So I'm working on the Pokemon First Generation by Fangirl Stitches for my son. And he likes to laugh at me because I'm always asking him who I'm working on, or here, you just sit right here. Who I'm working on, or as I normally do, I just make up, here, buddy. I just make up their own names as I'm going. But he's going to tell you what all of the ones say. Hi.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Griffin.
Griffin's 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Bulbasaur, that's Ivysaur, it's Venusaur, that's Caterpie, that's Metapod, that's Butterfree, that's the start of Weedle, and that's the start of Rattata.
Yeah, so he can rattle them off. He can rattle off like all of them. It's craziness, but bye, thanks. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
So there is Pokemon. I only got a couple of them done. I think I got I got like 2.5 done since the last time, so it's a start. Oh, then I have, and I forgot to show this last time. This is my Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a full coverage piece. It's by, way to be prepared, Megan. It's by the same person. There it is. Found it. It's by the same person who does my Elsa that I'm working on, but it is by, sorry guys. Why is, I only have a couple pages of the pattern because I just have my color key and then the page I'm working on and then the picture. And it's not, for some reason her business name isn't on here. But it's an Etsy shop. I can link it in the show notes or whatever you want to call it. But this is what I'm working on. I'm a huge, huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan. Like, it's huge. Why didn't I say that is my favorite movie? Anyways, this is on a massive piece of fabric, so I folded it up as best as I could to show you, but wow. Woo! Okay. So that's where I am. So we've got just the very top of Zero's ears, and then on a little bit of Goofy's, the screw coming out of Goofy's head. It is a Kingdom Hearts Nightmare Before Christmas pattern, so I like it. And we've played Kingdom Hearts a couple of times. I haven't beat it yet though, but that's a fun video game if you're into video games at all. Next up is What Lies Beneath. I made quite a bit of progress on this. I'm still super duper loving it. I think it's probably one of my favorites to work on right now, but yeah, so this is by Ink Circles. It's part of their Bad Neighbor series. This is my Heaven and Earth Designs Dancing Auroras. So I made a little progress here. Oh, can you see? You can. There is that. So many ums. Did they just come out? I'm sorry. I worked very briefly on my owl, the one that I got in that kit from Michaels. Yeah, just filled in a couple of little pink hearts on the wings. He's coming along. He's going to be super, super, super cute. I think I may put this guy on like just a little canvas and have him in my office, I think is the plan for him. Okay. This project, I'm having a bit of a dilemma with, and maybe you guys could give me some suggestions on what to do with it. But it is my Christmas owls that I found on wish.com. And I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but somebody was sweet enough to leave it in the comments on my last video that piece was actually a pattern by Soda Stitch, which I had no idea about. So pretty much whoever sold it on Wish ripped off the pattern, kitted it up, and sold it. So here's my dilemma. On the one hand, I don't know, I just feel kind of weird working on it, knowing that it is somebody else's work, but the person that didn't do the work designing the pattern and creating the chart is getting the revenue from it. I contacted Wish. I'm not going to get a refund. It's been too long. So that's not an option. But I still just feel kind of, I don't know, I feel kind of weird working on it. On the other hand, um, it is a kit that I bought, and I also feel kind of uncomfortable just pitching it and being like, hey, well, this was a bad seller that sold this to me, so now I'm just going to throw it away. That just feels wasteful to me. So I don't know. What would you do if you were in my situation? I'm very curious to know what I should do here, because I don't know. I love it, but I don't want. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But anyways, I worked on it a little bit, so this is where I got through some of the eye. Probably should be showing you what all these pieces look like finished too, huh? We'll do that next week, I promise. Next is, hold on, I need to check my notes really quick. This one is called Pumpkin Stew. So I got some done in here. I got the part that says witches, roam, and goblins too. And I'm still on the hunt for buttons for this. If anybody has any cute links for Etsy shops, ideally I like to support other artists if I can, though, that may have some unique Halloween buttons. Something not super brightly colored and not totally cutesy. Would be great. Okay, I got a little bit done on my Happiness is a State of Mind by Clouds Factory. And this is the one I am doing on Hardinger. Just trying to figure out if I like the fabric or not, and I do. I figured it out. What else do we have? Oh, I worked on my mermaid yesterday, my variegated mermaid. Here she is. I got quite a bit done on her yesterday. We normally go to the pool most days, but we were there like all day Tuesday, and everybody got a little bit too much sun. So we decided that yesterday was a stay out of the Sunday. And today ended up being kind of cloudy and dreary, so we didn't go again today. So, but I had a little bit of extra time to stitch, which was nice. I worked on my gremlins, which that guy I have right here. I can show you what it's going to look like. So there's that. Keep them out of bright light, never get them wet, and never feed them after midnight. So I worked on that guy. And finally, sorry, I didn't fold this right, so I'm trying to judge my fabric. This is my stitch pattern that I made from Lilo and Stitch, not like Stitch. But I gridded. I don't normally grid, so I've been trying to do that a little bit because I think it is super helpful. So I did add in a little bit of gridding for this guy, and I've been parking a little bit too. So there is Stitch. That's the pattern. Right. This whole mirror image thing is really hard for me. This is Stitch wrapping a gift. And hopefully Jen isn't watching because I forgot to tell her to go away if she is watching. If you are, pretend you didn't see this. But anyways, that is that image that I put into Pick to Pat, and I'm doing on my own. And last but not least, I am working on Clara's Elsa. I haven't really done much with her today, but there we go. So I'm still working on her dress. So there is that. So those are my works in progress. And again, I promise next time I won't wait this long to record, so there won't be so many, because I'm sure that's probably getting boring. Okay, so like I said, I have been working, and this is total sneak peek. Like I haven't shown anybody any of these. Um, but I have been working on my first collection release for my business, for my fairy doors. It is Wisteria and Fig, is the business name. So this is one of the doors. I'm going to have, I think there's 10 in this collection. There's either 10 or 12. I can't remember. But this hangs on the wall in like a little girl's room or in your own room. To let the fairies come in and come to visit. And also, it's especially useful to let the tooth fairy in. So here's that. Wish it wasn't washing out so bad. So it's wooden. These are polymer clay, painted obviously. So I make everything from scratch. I don't buy a pre-made door or anything. These are all shaped by me and put together by me, painted by me, everything done by me. So yeah, so they just attach to the back of the wall. And I'll also have like little mailboxes and things to put your tooth in so that the tooth fairy can find your tooth easily. That'll go with these as well. So there's the start of that. So there's a sneak peek, because I know a few of you were saying that you were interested in seeing what I was talking about when I was talking about my business. Last thing I have is I said I was going to share a vegan recipe that I have tried or made up or whatever, something that I'm really liking from week to week. So this week, I decided to share my raw cookie recipe. I don't know if anybody has heard of them or tried them, but there are these cookies called Go Raw cookies. The flavor I tried was lemon. It was amazing, so good. But the big thing about them is they're certified raw, and they only have 4 ingredients. So in the lemon case, the ingredients were lemon essential oil, coconut, dates, and sesame seeds. And I really liked them. They were super good. But the thing is they were also super expensive. And my daughter and I went through a whole bag in like one sitting. So I was like, this is crazy. I can make these myself. So I did. The flavor that I made was raspberry. And so what I do is I take, and I will do a full recipe down in the description, but I take some dates, I think like 8 to 10 dates, and soak those in water for a couple of hours. And then you're going to pull the dates out and put them in a food processor and save the water that you were soaking them in. And then throw in a pint of raspberries and blend that up in the food processor super well. If it's still on the too thick side, if it has too many dates in it and it's just a really thick paste, you can add some of that date water that you saved. So get that into a consistency of like a jam, maybe a little bit thicker than a jam. And then you add coconut flakes. I use the Bob's Red, I think it's like Bob's Red Mill. Bob's Mill. It's a natural, unsweetened flake coconut, so it's nothing but coconut. Add in probably about a half a cup, and then also quarter of a cup to a half of a cup of sesame seeds until you have a thick enough dough that you can mash them into a cookie form. And then you're going to put them into a food dehydrator, or you could do it in your oven. Most ovens don't go low enough to consider it a raw food, but it's still super good for you. Put that in the food dehydrator. in little rounds. The thinner you get them, the crunchier they're going to be. So if you leave them a little thick, they'll be a little chewy. And then just dehydrate them on the lowest setting of the dehydrator overnight. And in the morning, you will have super, super yummy cookies. So that is my recipe that I wanted to share this week. And like I said, I will type out the full recipe and add it to the description. I think that's it. I think I probably had like all kinds of more ideas to talk to you about in my head, but I can't think of anything else now. So let me know if you have any questions. I would be happy to answer them in the next video. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. And like I said, let me know what you think I should do about my owl dilemma. Because I really don't know. But yeah, so I guess that is it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.